Adam has put in a tweet here from Genevieve Rochdecker. Breaking bloodbath in regional banks. Yeah. Every single name in the regional bank is red. Elon's, this is a massive problem. It doesn't make sense to keep money in a less than 1% interest bank account instead of a 4.5% money market treasury T-bill. As more people and companies realise this, bank depositor flight will accelerate to extreme levels, even for banks that are too big to fail. Yeah, and this is what I said last week. You know, if you're a corporation, you've got $1 billion in cash, would you keep it in a regional bank which is deemed not too big to fail, or would you just put it in a big bank which is effectively going to be backstopped by the government? You're going to be like, oh no, there's some added risk here, so you're going to exit your First Republic Bank or whatever, move over to JP Morgan or Goldman, knowing that they're too big to fail. But as Elon says, Elon's take is that it seems like even those banks are going to be too big to fail. But yeah, if you put it in a T-bill, getting 4.5%, that is effectively backed by the US government and the dollar. So what does that mean? So if we start seeing that happen, so let's look behind the curtain a little bit here. I always draw things out in pictures. So we have lots of dollars fleeing from teeny banks over to, it won't be just one thing, it'll be a bunch of different things. We'll have big banks and T-bills. So we're going to get more collapses, more gobbling, let's say, as in big banks. It'll be like big Pac-Man, basically. More gobbling. That may actually move up the share price of these big banks very marginally, but yeah, that's then eventually, yeah, like Elon says, more will go into T-bills because interest rates are so high. Now, when you're looking at that, so the price of the treasury bills will then go up, but at the same time, the yield of the T-bill will start going down. They're inversely correlated. So, what does that mean? It means the 2-year T-bill yield should keep on falling, technically speaking. So let's look at the US 2-year note. So is it US 220 on 2-year? They always got these weird things. So that's a 20-year. So surely US 2Y. No. Okay, let's Google it. US 2-year T-bill. Horrible charts. Let's look at all. So 4%, yeah. Okay, so it's around 4% at the moment. But what we should see, if people do start flowing into the 2 and the 10-year, this yield should start going back down. Which in essence, by the way, so that's not the end of the picture. So if all of that happens, you then have an exodus into T-bills because everyone wants protection by government backing. The yield then drops, and then actually the knock-on effect of that is that as the yield gets really low, they then go, oh shit, well we're not making any money here, and then all of a sudden you then have an exodus into assets that do well in poor times. So then you see stuff like gold. I reckon Bitcoin eventually will get that lovely disconnect, and also some stocks will start to go up because of people looking for a yield. But there's that seesaw that there will be some sort of pivotal point here where they go, what is the risk? The risk is of US I don't know, bail in or bail out of some sort, protection. Bail out. Or yield. So really, it's got to fall pretty damn low before it triggers this sort of movement over here. And by the way, that would take years. This could take months, this side. So yeah, Interesting. I will keep an eye on the 2-year and the 10-year because that's where people will flow into. TradingView should have the 10-year. US 10 here. Yeah, here we go. Bonds. So this is the price of the bond, but I want the yield. US 10-year yield. Ooh, hello. Looks like I've doodled on this before. Ah, yes. Here we go. I was basically saying, God knows what trading pub this was, but whenever we have a sharp spike in the US 10-year yield, it does normally end in some sort of recession. So, yeah. And as I said, look, the yield then starts to crash, and then the cycle repeats. So, are we going to get another? I mean, looking at this from a charting perspective, that does look awfully toppy to me. But yeah, we will see. Interesting. That Lord Musk copied, put his oar in on that.